As coronavirus is sweeping through the globe, so are the rumors about what caused it or how it is spread.
One such theory that has gained steam recently is the claim that 5G networks caused and spread COVID-19. Well, let's debunk it.
The theory connecting 5G networks and coronavirus has spread like wildfire in social media, with the prominent one being the claim from an American singer with over 4.2 million followers on her Twitter, claiming that 5G has launched in China in November 2019 and that is the reason for the outbreak of coronavirus. Others on YouTube and Facebook claim that there is no virus and the effects of the pandemic that we are going through right now are the result of 5G radiation. There are even claims that Bill Gates has invented this technology to depopulate the world.
I know exactly how you feel right now. You know what is crazier? People actually believing these conspiracy theories and acting based upon that.
People have vandalized 5G towers a couple of days back in Liverpool City, and broadband engineers have been blackmailed in the UK and other countries.
"5G uses electromagnetic radiation to work." Now, when we hear the term radiation, the first thing that will pop up on our mind is probably this.
What does the decimeter say? 3.6 wrong? 3.6. Not great, not terrible.
Some people think that 5G uses ionizing radiation that has a frequency above 70 million GHz, which can rip off electrons from biological cells, eventually leading to cancer. But in fact, millimeter waves that is used in 5G has a maximum frequency of 70 GHz, which is a million times less powerful than the threshold. Even visible light has higher frequency compared to that of 5G millimeter waves, which means that it is unlikely that 5G radiation will have any health issues.
But then, since we have started using this range of frequency only recently, we don't have any research on the long-term health benefits of 5G.
As 5G signals can't travel too far, it requires more towers to be placed within a given area, which raises concerns of long-term health effects. With this negativity already being there for 5G, the scare about coronavirus being originated by 5G has worsened people's mentality towards it.
But before debunking any conspiracy theory, we have to understand why that at such an age where legitimate information is probably only one click away, that conspiracy theories are so prevalent.
In the game of survival, the human mind has become hardwired in intentional causality. If you hear a rustling noise in the bushes, it is safer to believe that that noise was made by a threat like a wolf rather than thinking that it is by the wind. This is because dismissing the noise may lead to danger, while believing it can make you take action to protect yourself regardless of whether something is really there or not. So by evolution, we are rigged to have paranoid beliefs. There is also the proportionality bias, with which your brain makes you think that big causes will have big effects. For instance, the president being assassinated by a single shooter acting alone can feel extremely unbalanced. That's why a secret government operation with multiple shooters feels more plausible despite the evidence being otherwise. Similarly, saying that the coronavirus outbreak has happened from a wild animal from the wet market in China feels really imbalanced to our minds, because the effect of COVID-19 is so large that our brain is satisfied believing that there is a much more organized cause for this outbreak.
We can logically debunk any conspiracy theory by understanding the underlying fallacies.
Consider this: vegetables are bad for you. After all, the dinosaurs ate plants and we all know what happened to them. Wait. That argument was ridiculous because it contained a logical fallacy. A logical fallacy is any kind of error in reasoning which renders an argument invalid. Logical fallacies involve distorting or manipulating facts, drawing false conclusions, or distracting you from the actual issues.
The conspiracy theory that connects 5G networks and COVID-19 has a lot of underlying fallacies. Like, number one, the false cause fallacy.
In the argument that I mentioned earlier, I said that the dinosaurs become extinct because they eat vegetables. While these two things did happen, a diet made of vegetables is not the cause of extinction. Similarly, 5G being launched in China during November of 2019 and coronavirus outbreak immediately after that did happen separately, but the former may not be the cause for the latter.
This theory also has the fallacy of cherry-picking data behind it.
These people claim that 5G being launched in China can be the reason for the coronavirus outbreak, but there have been outbreaks of coronavirus even in countries where 5G hasn't been launched, like in India or Japan. From a more scientific perspective, the virus spreading COVID-19 is an RNA enclosed in a protein envelope. This virus is visible under a microscope and has a physical mass. 5G is merely energy waves, doesn't have mass, and is not visible. So, coronavirus cannot be transmitted by 5G, just like how food or water cannot be transmitted by 5G.
The 5G story is complete and utter rubbish. The reality is that the mobile phone networks are absolutely critical to all of us, particularly in a time when we are asking people to stay at home. But in particular, those are also the phone networks that are used by our emergency services and our health workers.
With the whole of humanity going through a rough patch right now, creating and rigging such conspiracy theories is only going to make the situation worse. The only way to defend it is to make the truth reach masses, probably by sharing this video.